Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This DIY will be the first of my fall DIYs. So let's get started. I'm going to start out with this mirror set from the Dollar Tree Plus section. And as you can see, it costs $5 and it's in the color gold. And we're going to leave it gold because gold is one of the colors of fall. Here I have 2 candle holders that I picked up from Goodwill. Yes, these are originally from Dollar Tree, so you can use the ones from Dollar Tree as well. I also found this one at Goodwill. I went ahead and glued one of the tea light holders on top of it. First I want to go ahead and take this apart. Now when you move these, you'll see that they already have a hook, so you can hook them on the wall if you want to. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove these as well because I won't need them in this DIY. Okay, so I'm done removing all the hooks from my mirrors. I'm going back to my largest mirror and it's going to sit on my largest candle holder. Just like so. Now, since I made it taller by adding this tea light holder, I'm going to have to remove these ridges from here. Now you can avoid this problem by not adding the tea light holder on top, so I'm going to go ahead and remove these off camera and then come back. Okay, I'm completely done removing all of the ridges from my mirror. Add some glue to the very top of here, and I'm going to use hot glue and glue this to the base. Now for the second and third one, I'm going to glue this like that. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I'm going to stack this and make it to a 3-tier tray. And I want to make sure that I have more room around the bottom. So I'm going to add the base to the bottom of the mirror. You'll see what I mean. Now the third and smallest mirror. Now before we stack and glue these all together, I'm going to go ahead and clean the mirrors and then move on. Okay, I'm done cleaning all the mirrors. So now I'm just going to go ahead and glue my tray together. And I'll start out by putting hot glue right here. Now moving on to number 3. And just like that, I'm done building my 3-tier stand. Now because I used hot glue, I can pull this apart if I need to and straighten anything out. Now if you want this permanent, you know to use a strong glue like E6000 or Gorilla Glue. So yeah, this is what it looks like so far. For this tray, I can go with a silver and gold theme, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about adding some of this bling on there. I could also use some of this bead bling from Dollar Tree, and that's a look in itself. I could go with some of the mesh bling, but I like the way this looks better. So here I've already cut a piece. So what I'm going to do is just cut this in half and put this on the side. So all I need to do now is glue this right on the side like that. So let's get started. Okay, just like that. Now I'll go ahead and do the other 2 shelves, come back and move on to the next. Alright guys, I'm done adding all the bling trim around each mirror, and this is what it looks like. Isn't it pretty? So now I just want to add a little bit more embellishment to it. I have some gold gems, and I've already selected some. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue some on the candle holders, and maybe a couple on the trim as well. So now I'll add some around here and then come back when I add some on the base. Okay, I'm done adding the stones on the top one as well. Now I'll add these to the base. So I'm going to glue it right here. Now that's all I'm going to do for the base. It's up to you if you want to add more decoration, but I'm really happy with how this looks. Now I have these gold ones and they're a little bit different. So I'm going to go ahead and accent the trim with these. Alright, just like that. So now I'll add some here and here, and I will be done. Okay, so let's get started. Now for this DIY, you'll need one of the small fish bowls from Dollar Tree. You'll need one of these candle holders. And this is the second to the tallest. Again from Dollar Tree. And I'm also using a lid from another Dollar Tree container. I don't have this cube, but if I find it, I'll make sure to put it in the description box below. Now if you can't find this lid, you can also use one of these Dollar Tree tea light holders. I think they still come in a pack of 3 or 4. The reason I'm giving you the option to use one of these is because this is really light and I want to add weight to the base. The weight from the tea light will give it stability. First thing you want to do is go ahead and remove these labels and clean your glasses. All right, I went ahead and cleaned these 3 pieces ahead of time. So before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and decorate my fish bowl. And to decorate my fish bowl, I'm going to use some gold crushed glass for a change. How about that? So yeah, we're going to be using gold. Like I said, I consider gold a fall color. And I also have some mirror towel. All right, so what I'm going to do is put 3 rolls of mirror towel in 4 different places on my fish bowl. And it sticks pretty well, so I don't need to add any extra glue. Just like that. Now I'll add 3 more strips to the bowl. Alright, I'm done adding mirror towel on the 4 different places. So now I want to add a strip at an angle. So really that's a pretty design in itself. But like I said, I want to go ahead and add some crushed glass to it. I have this box that I'll put my crushed glass in. I also pour some Mod Podge into the small cup. So now I'll dip the paintbrush into the Mod Podge, brush the Mod Podge on the bowl, and then pour the crushed glass on top of the Mod Podge. Now one thing I'm going to do different with this gold crushed glass is add some gold glitter. This is actually a mixture of gold and silver to give it more of a champagne color. Now after this dries, I will have to come back in and fill in some spaces with more crushed glass, and I'll add more glitter. I'll finish applying the rest of the crushed glass off camera and then come back. And here's what it looks like so far. And as you can see, the gold crushed glass looks really pretty with the glitter. Okay, so this is only after the first coat. I'm gonna let this completely dry, come back, fill in any open spaces with more glass and more glitter. So moving right along, this is gonna be the base. I wanna go ahead and add glitter to the base as well. So I'm just gonna brush on some Mod Podge and then sprinkle on some glitter. Now I'll let this completely dry. If it needs a second coat, I'll come back in with a second coat and then seal. The Mod Podge has completely dried. So now I'm going to go in and fill in any open spaces that I see. It's kind of hard to tell because of the gold, and I guess that's a good thing. But up close, you can see where you need to add more glass. Okay, so now I'll let this dry as well. Come back and seal it. Okay, back to the base. This is what it looks like from the top. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and seal this with some hairspray so I won't lose any of the glitter. Okay, so now I have 2 pieces to let dry. Once that's done, I'll come back and move on to the next step. I want to go ahead and glue these 2 pieces together. And I'm going to glue them like this. So I'm going to take my Gorilla Glue and go right around the edge. I'm just going to sit this right on top. I'm not going to disturb this. I'm going to let this dry overnight. Meanwhile, I'm going to mix a little bit of Mod Podge with some water. Maybe like 1/3 Mod Podge to 2/3 of water. And then just dab it on here. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more glitter on top. And then I'll let that dry and this will be completely done. I have this brush set from Dollar Tree that I'm going to try out. I'm going to use the largest one. And I'm just going to dab it in my mixture of water and Mod Podge. And as you can see, it's really, really watery. Again, I'm going to add a little bit more glitter because I want this super sparkly. Okay, so I'll let this dry one final time. Then I'll come back and clean the mirrors. Okay guys, I'm back and it's completely dry. I'm going to take some alcohol and clean off the mirror and the bottom and then glue it to the base. I'm going to take my Gorilla Glue and put it on top. And I'm going to set this right in the center. Okay, it looks pretty even. So I'm going to let this dry for about 3 hours. Okay guys, I'm back. And here's what the candle holder looks like so far. And I'm really pleased with the way it looks. Now, initially I wanted to put some mirror towel around the base because the bottom is at an angle. It's not going to sit flat. So what I'm going to do is use these gold beads from Dollar Tree to decorate the stem and the base. So I'm going to flip this over and hot glue the beads around the base. Now I'm going to start taking this around the stem. So I'm just going to keep going all the way around and then come back and let you see what it looks like. And here's my completed 3-tier tray. I absolutely love it. And I love that you can use this for jewelry, for serving nuts, or candy. And it'll be perfect for this holiday season. You can display it in the foyer, on the console, during Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. Whenever or wherever you need it. It's totally up to you. And here's my beautiful gold candle holder. And I love how it looks like the beads are holding up the fishbowl. And that's because the stem is glass and see-through. So your eyes are drawn to the beads. Initially, I was going to decorate the base with mirror towel, but I'm so happy that I ended up using the gold beads instead. When I saw these beads at Dollar Tree, I didn't have a DIY in mind. I just knew that they were really pretty and I'd find a use for them one day, and this is the perfect use for them. As you can see here, the gold crushed glass is really beautiful, and I'll definitely be using it again. Okay everyone, this completes my DIY. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment if you like the crushed glass or not, if you plan on using it. If so, how will you use it? Also, please don't forget to share and subscribe if you haven't already. It's absolutely free. Okay everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.